Hello there everyone, this is Soul17 here, and then we get through this like usual. I don't know the picture. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright? I'm not gonna say the other thing because I just don't feel like it. I'm just gonna see how it is. But yeah, I'm not saying it. And I already looked at the last video. Tanjiro killed the girl demon who used I think it was like a soccer ball, and the boy demon who could had eyes on his hand that could change directions of where you can go. So yeah, Nezuko and him killed them. And let's just get into the video. Also, I'm kind of tired and sorry about the fan. I just have it on because my room's hot. But yeah. Alright, but anyways, let's get back into the video. This is What If Tanjiro Had Cremation, Part 5. Alright, okay. So, Nezuko and him are cheering, saying, yeah, saying we really did a good job. That was the first time we worked together and actually killing a demon before. And then, Tanjiro knows the sun coming up, he's like, oh, crap, Nezuko, get inside real quick. She runs inside, she gets inside, real quick, and he sighs in relief, and, if I remember the name, Yoshida and Kazuo? Give me a minute. I hate remember names. Okay, it was Tamayo and Yushiro. As Nezuko does go over to Tamayo and hug her. Tanjiro saw that after he walked in, and their underneath lab of the house, and he's saying after he saw that, he says, she likes you. And then he looks at it, the area, goes nice place. I mean, is this where I'm gonna have to get the lower and high ranking pillar's blood and give it to you? He's just asking how can I give it to you? She just explains the needle that will automatically take up the blood of a demon when he throws it at it, and it will, basically, it'll draw it out, and then then a cat will come to you, and you just give it to the cat, and it'll just bring it over to me. As Tanjiro says, thank you, Tamayo. And then Yoshiro says, here's your freaking box. And then Tanjiro says, thanks, you're not useless after all. Which Yoshiro does get a little bit pissed off, but then Tanjiro's eyes are glowing blue, and he saw what Tanjiro can do with those blue flames, and he's like, yeah, you're not gonna use those blue flames in here, are you? He was like, no, I had to use my sword to use it. And he was like, ha, I knew it was useless too. And then Tanjiro then suddenly says, cremation style. And he's like, wait, you don't even have the freaking sword out. He was like, yeah. Because I lied, I did it already. You only saw the breathing technique I made with it. Not my actual fighting style. And Yoshiro does back away a little bit, and he's terrified of Tanjiro in this one. He doesn't want to mess around with Tanjiro. And Tanjiro laughs. He thanks, Tamayo for everything. And, she says you should probably spend the night and, just spend the time here and just rest. Tanjiro says we can't, we gotta get going. As Nezuko does get in the box after patting Yoshiro on the head, and then hugging, Tamayo again, and he leaves. He's waiting by them, and after thanking them for everything. And Yoshiro does say to Tamayo, saying how does he have those flames? Only one demon had them, and he was a wandering doctor. And Tamayo says, yes, I don't know how, but it seems like Tanjiro inherited them, and yet he's human. Maybe he's more than human. And if you guys are wondering, if you guys are gonna wonder something, it's gonna be displayed long in the near future. Also, there's gonna be some demon slayers of the demon core gonna be beaten and maybe killed by Tanjiro. That's what I'm thinking. Also, I'm kind of making the Zenitsu encounter a little bit later on, so he's like, gonna be like, but yeah, you'll see. So after he leaves the town, Tanjiro's, traveling. He hasn't received a message, so he stopped and he just like tells Nezuko that he's near a stream. He's just gonna get some water and drink something. Then because he didn't buy anything to drink, as he's like stops by a creek, and he puts out his hands in the water and just starts like drinking the water. And to his surprise, he sees a girl with pink hair in the bushes. And she's basically, jumps out. I mean, she basically like jumps forward, and then a few minutes later, a rabbit comes out. And she's saying, "No, Mr. Rabbit, please. Just let me pet you." And Tanjiro just sees her. He's just blinking. And she's like, hi. And he goes like, hi. And then he proceeds to grab the box where Nezuko is in. And he's about to walk. He puts it on his back. He goes like, and he's about to walk away. She's like, wait, you're not gonna like help me out? And he's like, why should I help a random stranger out? And she goes, because you're a good person. And he's saying to himself, yeah, only what I want to be, but then so he says, okay, well, you need help on. She says, catching that bunny. And he goes, why? Because I love it. And he was like, huh? She says, I love soft things. And a lot of other things I love. And Tanjiro goes like, the heck is wrong with you? Are you just one of those people that loves everything? And she goes, yes. And then he sees a sword. After, she gets up after saying that, and Tanjiro starts to realize that's a sword on her. And he's thinking, wait, could she be a demon slayer from the Demon Slayer Corps? And he's on the guard, but he doesn't show it. He doesn't get into a stance or nothing. He's ready to kill. He's just ready to kill this person. Also, to let you guys know real quick, fictional characters, they're not real. So, adding on my own parts. So, yeah, not real. Don't think whatever happens to these characters, they're just fake, not real. Then they're just used for entertainment purposes. Alright, okay. Just want to get that out of the way just in case the freaking kids are watching or parents are watching this and the kids. Just want to let you guys know that. Yeah. Anyways, he just gets in a stance ready to fight and maybe to kill this girl. And she goes, oh, what are my manners? My name is... Crap, I really should have looked her up. Give me a minute. As she says, her name is Mitsuri Kajinoji. As Tanjiro just says, my name is Tanjiro. It's nice to meet you. Hashinori. Wait, give me a minute. I think I messed up. Mitsuri. Okay. I'm not gonna pronounce that right now. So she says likewise, and then she asks, "Can you please help me catch a rabbit?" And he goes and then his stomach growls, and he goes "Sure, why not?" And he has a little evil grin on his face, and she goes, "No, we're supposed to love all living things." As then Tanjiro goes thinking to himself, really now? And then he goes like, what about these rumors I've been hearing about these so-called demons? And she was like, what? Demons don't exist. And then she looks at the sword on him. He goes like, and the outfit. She goes, she didn't realize until now. He goes like, so you're a demon slayer, huh? And then he was like, you're one too. And she goes, I'm not just a demon slayer. I'm a hashiroma. And Tanjiro just goes like, really? I'm the love pillar. I love everything. And then Tanjiro just looks at her and goes like, whatever. He just says, never mind, I can't help you now. I'm just hungry. Catch my own food. And she goes, wait, where are you going? And don't you have food in that container? And he goes like, no, it's empty. Why are you carrying around? He goes like, because I need to. She goes, why? And he just says, can you please just leave me alone? As she's like, what'd I do? You know, she just like has that pouty face and goes like, sorry. I really just don't want to be around you right now. It's not you did anything. It's just, I got my reasons. And she's thinking, are you a demon? You know, she's saying to herself. He doesn't, like, look like one. But, so she gets into, like, a stance. And then Tanjiro just looks at her and says, you really don't want to mess with me. I'm not the type of guy you want to, well, mess with. As he takes off the wooden box off his back again. As he just walks a little bit forward, she, like, jumps back and goes like, come on. You're supposed to be a hashiroma. You don't want to, mess with me, right? As he basically just grabs his sword. And she, like, pulls out hers. He just grabbed it. He didn't even pull it out, like, unsheathed it. And he just goes, a little bit jumpy. And then he sees the length of the sword. And he's like, how are you able to even wield that thing? And she goes, it's easy for me. And then Tanjiro just says, whatever. And then she goes, get ready to die. And then all of a sudden, Tanjiro just hits her with it. He didn't even unsheath the sword. He just hit her with the handle. And she's like on the ground. And she looks up and she sees fire on him. She's like, what the? He goes, I'm a demon slayer. I'm the 3rd rank already. You really think I'm gonna let some hashirama, pillar, whatever, hashirama just try to attack me for no reason? She goes, you're a demon. He goes like, oh, then how am I a demon slayer? She goes, He goes, yeah, I thought so. Look, you also love everything, right? Does that mean you also love demons? She goes, no, it's my job to kill them. But I do have some love for them. And he goes, wow, so you also love everything. And then all of a sudden, a bandit appears. And he goes, Satandra just sighs. And she says, wait, what are you doing? He was like, what do you think? I'm just gonna take this guy down. She goes, how? He goes, oh, easy. And then he just freaking unsheaths his sword, puts a sword in the ground, and just used the sheath. And he just looks at the band and goes like, so, you wanna play? Or you wanna run scared? As he just goes like, give me everything you got, kid. And then next thing you know, he disappears again and smacks the guy right in the face, sending him flying into a tree. And then he just says, that was easy. And then he walks over to his sword, takes it out of the ground, sheaths it, put it back onto his side. She's in shock. And she's just asks, can I, travel with you? He was like, okay, but first, we gotta eat something. And then her stomach growls, and she goes, yeah. And so, I don't know how, just so you guys know, I don't know how she really is, alright? All I know is she loves, she's the love pillar, so she loves everything. And, like, that's all I know is, like, I don't know any of her techniques or anything else. So she's not really gonna be around in some, she's not gonna really be around much because I don't know her techniques or in, like, any fights. It's just gonna be, like, whatever she does, she does. Alright, she used her technique, like, first stance, second stance, third stance, whatever. Alright, okay. Alright, so after about 20 minutes, Tanjiro comes back. Okay, they like went out hunting together. Tanjiro, came back with a freaking deer. She couldn't get anything. She couldn't try to kill any animal. She says she was sorry. He just says, you're the love pillar. Well, the love hashiroma. You love everything. You can't kill something. Unlike me, I lived in the mountains for a very long time, nearly all my life. As she goes, really? She goes, yeah, that's why I'm good at hunting. She goes, well, that's good. He goes, yeah. And so, after cooking the meat, skinning it, and just eating, after skinning the deer and eating them, cooking the meat and then eating it, she starts talking to Tanjiro, asking him for his reasons why he became a demon slayer, as he just looks at her and says, well, if I told you, I'll have to end you. As she's seeing his eyes are blue, which she's kind of freaking out on inside, and she goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, you're a demon slayer like me, but I became it to find a cure for somebody. And if anybody tries to mess with me and get in my way, they're dead. As she nods her head, and it's just, I completely understand. As she's thinking, he was able to beat me so easily. And she doesn't know why, but she knows he can end her life if he ever wanted to. So, Tanjiro just tells her how it all happened. With his sister and everything else, and she understands. So, she travels with him, until nighttime, and they have to sleep out. Tanjiro just says, don't worry, demons won't attack us. And she goes, how you know? He was because I'll be staying up all night, so don't worry. As then Nezuko comes out of the box, and she sees Nezuko, and she goes, oh my gosh, she is so adorable. And then Tanjiro just says, yep, that's my little sister. She is really adorable. As Nezuko just runs over to Tanjiro, hides right behind her, and okay, I'm gonna try to get her name right again. Give me a minute. As Mitsuri looks a little bit upset, even because Nezuko saw her and just ran right behind Tanjiro. As Tanjiro just says, don't worry, she won't hurt you. Okay, Nezuko. Besides, your big brother's here to protect you. As she nods her head, she comes out, and Tanjiro and Mitsuri, talking. She's looking at Nezuko and asks her has she, literally has she drinking any human blood? Or he goes, nope, hasn't done so, doesn't really want to, and she fights it. She goes, really? He goes, yeah. And then she does ask him though, what about the blue eyes? And then he goes, oh. But before he can even show anything, she sees the scars. She sees his hand. She already saw the hand was covered in a patch of scar. But then it goes up, and then she goes, okay, sorry about that. And then she grabs Tanjiro's hand, He goes, what you? And then she pulls out his arm, and she's like, how did you? And he goes like, I have to show you so you understand. But then she says, take off your jacket now. Got to like bandage it up. And she goes, whoa, 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 no, 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 we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. I'm fine. She goes, no, you're not. These have burn marks. You. And then she takes a closer look. They look very old. And she goes, how did you get them? She's looking with a worried face, and Tanjiro just says, oh, that's why I gotta show you how. And then all of a sudden, he opens up his hand, and a blue fire comes off of it. Well, it comes out of his hand. And she gasped and was freaked out a little. And he goes, this is my fire, my cremation. It basically allows me to burn anything and make it into a pile of ash. I'm able to use it without a sword. So I can fight with it, and then I can use it with a breathing style. I invented my own. And she goes, wow, that's amazing. And he goes, yeah, pretty is. And she looks at Tanjiro's hand and arm. Goes, is that because of? He goes, yeah, overtrained. Trying to work on it. Burn myself. But my wounds healed up pretty quickly. Turns out these are actually only like a month or a couple weeks old. She goes, wait, what? He goes, yeah, I have a pretty cool healing. Like, I heal faster than normal people. She goes, wait, you're a demon. She gets up and tries to pull out the sword again on instinct, and then Tanjiro says, chill. Jeez, like, come on. Here you know I can kick your butt. And she goes, then she realized and remembers what he did, and he was like, yeah. And then he just says, okay, let me start from the beginning of my life. Well, before I was even born. As he explains what happened to his mother, and then what happened to him. As she says, that's so sad. About his mom, but then she being treated by a doctor, which she's happy about. And so she says, okay, so normally no human will have these powers or a healing factor, factor. And he goes like, yeah, I'm starting to question what I am. I don't know if I'm a human with demonic power and a healing power, or I'm 10% human. 10% demon. Or half demon. I don't know. She's look at him in shock, he's actually wondering this, and all he knows is, I'm just doing what I need to do, and then I'll figure it out later. That's my plan. And she just starts laughing. As Tanjiro looks at her and goes like, did I say something funny? And she goes, yeah, you're saying you're a demon, you think you're a demon or half a demon, and yet you don't care for right now as long as you try to find your cure for your sister. And he goes, yeah. She goes, you really do love your sister enough to care about her more than you. He goes, of course. I can't let her suffer this pain alone. I'm not, suffer this pain. As she's thinking to herself, a devotion love for her sister. How adorable. And then she shakes her head saying, no, I shouldn't say that. But, yeah. So, after that night, Mitsuri and Tanjiro do part ways. She says, I hope we'll meet again. And he goes, yeah, let's just not try to fight. He'll lose. She goes, hey, I'll get stronger. I'm supposed to be, I'm a hashiroma. I'm supposed to be the strongest, demon slayer. Well, in a group. There's more than one hashiroma. And he goes oh, really? He goes, yep. And he goes, alright. Hopefully they're all stronger than you. Well, besides the water pillar. I took him down pretty easily. I nearly killed him. As then he says bye afterwards, and she's in shock. She says, wait, you took down the hashiroma, the, water, breathing technique? And he goes, yeah. why? She's just dumbfounded, like, that's pretty amazing. He goes like, thanks. It was just too easy. He didn't expect me to be powerful. As, he turns back and starts walking along. She smiles and saying, hope good luck in your travels, Tanjiro. And I hope I meet you again. And she has a smile. And then while she's leaving, walking away, she's thinking to herself, she's so bored she wants Tanjiro back in the company. And she doesn't know why, she just likes to be around him. And so, with that, we're going back to Tanjiro's perspective. After 10 to 20 minutes of walking, he sees somebody with yellow hair. Yellow and orange hair. He goes, wait a minute, is that Zenitsu? As Zenitsu is basically talking to a girl, not like crying or screaming, asking him to marry, just ask for some directions, and she's willing to give him it. As he says, he bows over and says thank you. As she's pretty like, Tanjiro's pretty amazed that Zenitsu, as he says, hey Zenitsu. As Zenitsu looks right behind him, sees Tanjiro. He's saying, Tanjiro, is that you? He goes, yep. So what's up? He was like, oh, I'm in good, nothing much. You? He goes, just came from a mission. And then, his his raven comes and says about a area nearby of, a boy went missing, and they had to kill demons, and Zenitsu says, that's where I have to go. He was like, cool. So, we're going to be traveling buddies for a while? He goes, yeah. As, they're walking along, he's just, telling them what he's been doing. He's been trying to make a new form for his breathing style cremation, but he's having trouble with it. He's been trying to work on the 7th form, but it seems like it needs something. He doesn't know what, but he'll figure it out sometime soon. As, but right now, though, he's also working on an 8th form. He goes, really? He was like, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like, I want to incorporate something, like I have to get into a certain stance, because I wanted to focus more on speed. As then he was like, oh, well, I have the thunder, well, I only know the first form, and that's basically on speed. He was like, really? And he says, yeah. I mean, I can show you it. Real quick. Alright, hold on everyone. I'll be right back. I gotta do something. Alright, I'm back everyone. Sorry about that, but, yeah. So, Zenitsu, says, he can show you it. He can show him it. And, just when we need to get in front of the tree, though, and Tanjiro goes like, alright, we're almost near the forest that we need to get into. And says, okay. So after a couple of minutes, I'm talking about how, he's been working on his courage more. He's less afraid. And, he's been amazed by Tanjiro, so he's been trying his hardest to improve himself on his fears. Which, it's been going pretty good. And Tanjiro says, I'm glad for you, Zenitsu. And she goes, thanks. Also, your cremation, it's amazing. Even your style, it's like it's made with you. It just seems like you can do anything that's impossible. And Tanjiro just looks at him and goes like, come on. I'm not that like that. I mean, I may be able to do things that seem impossible. I can't always be able to do something that's impossible. As Zenitsu says, yeah, sorry. It's just, I mean, I kind of idolize you a little. And he's like, really? He goes like, yeah, you're so bold and determined to do everything. He goes, well, I got to. I can't hold nothing back. Even against people or demons. I gotta move forward. Never looking back. Zenitsu, like, is on, like, in his head going, like, wow, Tanjiro's really amazing. As then, Tanjiro sees a tree. He goes, like, alright, Zenitsu, can you show me your, breathing technique, thunder style, thunderclap? He's like, alright. Zenitsu does get into a stance, and then he does his breathing style, and then in an instant, he's gone, like, and right behind the tree, and the tree just gets cut down. As Tanjiro is shocked by this, he goes, "That's amazing," and he goes, "Thanks." And he says, "Oh, I only know one form, but I'm able to make multiple, like times it a lot though, to make multiple movements, so then I can get to my target a lot more easier." And he goes, really? He goes, yeah, I realized I was able to do it when I had my eyes closed, and then I wouldn't remember it, but I asked somebody about it to help me with that, and they did, and I worked on it, and now I'm able to do it with my eyes open. And without being faint, and I can access my true power. But I'm using that only as a last resort. As Sandro says, if only we can spar together, we can see how powerful you really are. And Zenitsu says, you're way more powerful than me, but, what would be your A form then, for your cremation style? And then Tanjiro puts down the box. He sees the tree that was right next to it. Zenitsu cuts, he says, move over. As he takes out his sword, Zenitsu does, move away from the tree that he's looking at. As then Tanjiro gets into the form Zenitsu was in, and then he said, it just doesn't feel right. As then Zenitsu, okay, try a different form. As Tanjiro has his hand on the ground, 1 foot and both feet on the ground, while he's holding the sword up in the air. And he says, this kind of feels good. As Zenitsu really goes, yeah. And all of a sudden, his sword goes on fire. He says, cremation style, A form. And all of a sudden, he just blitzes the tree. Amazing speed. Zenitsu doesn't even know how. And all of a sudden, when Tanjiro slashes the tree, he just doesn't realize there's multiple slashes coming off. It's like he's combining a previous form with it, but he doesn't want that. But then he realized it's not slashes. The tree is literally being burned from the inside. And then when he goes right out, this is when it's going right through the tree. Right through the tree. And then when they exit, the whole entire tree just bursts into, blows up. And he goes, I guess this explosion slash. Huh. As Zenitsu was going, oh my god, that's amazing! He's just excited and happy. He goes you somewhat copy the breathing technique of the thunder. The thunder breathing technique. He was like, really? He goes, yeah, I said somewhat copy. You copy the speed of it. It was amazing. He was like, thanks. As Tanjiro was thinking to himself, how did he... That's besides the point. As then he sheaths his sword. He goes back over toward the box where Nezuko is in. Says, alright, we gotta get to the place we need to go to, the house. As Zenitsu nods his head, and after a while they find the house. When it's nearly... when it's about to become sunset soon, they have about 2 hours before sunset. So Tanjiro says to Zenitsu that he can go in alone if he wants, and Zenitsu says, no, I can come with. Just casually, he's not even afraid, which surprised Tanjiro because Zenitsu looked like he was afraid the first time he met him. So this is a lot of improvement. But he's worried about Nezuko. But then he knows some kids, and then he says, hey, you two, come over here. As they don't, and he goes, and all of a sudden, he looks really angry and mean at them. He says, come over here now, or else. And they just, like, are afraid, so they come over and listen to him. And I was like, can you tell me what's about this house? As they just tell them the exact same thing about their brother was brought in there by something, and they don't know by what. So Tanjiro and Zenitsu goes, alright, we'll get him. And everything's gonna go a lot different in canon. Alright, so the boy, the brother of theirs is still gonna be like in trouble. So they like go in, they're like being cautious. Tanjiro is just being like, hope none of these demons are weak. I could use a good workout for the day. As Zenitsu goes, wow, you really are amazing. Like, you're not afraid of this. Like, you said something, like, earlier, I thought. And then Tanjiro goes, oh yeah, there's multiple demons in here. Forgot to mention that. As Zenitsu goes, like, really? He goes, yeah, sorry. As then one demon comes out of nowhere, Tanjiro just takes up his sword and just slashes it upwards and then cuts off the head. He didn't even use no breathing style, he just cuts it. Which shocks Zenitsu. He goes, like, why did you not use your breathing style? He goes, because of this. As he puts his hand right where both of the body are fallen, he hits the ground. Right when the body hits the ground, though, it's being covered in cremation. Even the head. So it's being burned. As Zenitsu goes, wow. He goes, yeah, I have, and I can control the flames on the area where it can go. As Zenitsu says, that's why you're amazing, Tanjiro. I want to be just like you. He goes, heh. You gotta train a lot. As they walk away. After a few minutes, they do hear like drums, and the rooms keep on changing. As Tanjiro then gets a smell of a human, as they run as quickly as they can, and they find the kid. Tanjiro, saying, "Hey, we're humans. Don't worry." And he was like, "Oh, thank you." The kid's going like, "Oh my God, thank you." There's a demon here. As then they see Zenitsu and what's his name? Give me a minute. As they see a guy with a boar head on his, boar head on him, and he's saying like, where are you, you demons? I'm gonna find you and kill you. As he runs away, and Tanjiro just says he's weird. As Zenitsu says, I agree. So they ask the kid what happened. He gives a detailed explanation, and Tanjiro just tells him, just give him this drum, because and then he goes, why? He goes, just because I'm here, so don't worry. And then Tanjiro then cuts the drum in half, and the kids are like, no, we need that to survive. As then a big giant fat demon, it's really big and fat, comes in. He goes like, there you are. And then next thing, Tanjiro just shoots a cremation at the demon right away, burning it, to ash. As the kid's in shock, and then Tanjiro goes like, too easy. As he tells Zenitsu to take the kid and go, as Zenitsu nods and just runs off. As Tanjiro is waiting for this demon to approach him, come to him, as he does. After 3 minutes of waiting, he's saying, where's the kids? Tanjiro takes out a sword and says, hey demon, looking for me? As the demon says, you're not. As he says, wait, where is he? I don't smell you. I was like, oh, he's over there, a pile of ash. As the demon gets pissed off at Tanjiro, as then he starts launching himself at him, the drum demon basically, and he goes, I'll kill you for what you did. As then Tanjiro just dodges it effortlessly. As he goes like, you have to touch me first, and then the demon actually then starts hitting the drums, trying to make the slash marks, and multiple places are being like he's just hitting every drum he has, doing a whole entire turn motion thing in the building. As Tanjiro goes like, "Whoa, this is actually pretty fun." As then like there's like so many papers flying around, as Tanjiro was like noticing them, he was like, "Wait a minute." As then he did grab one, and he likes reading it. He just does a quick glance over. He was like, "Wow, this story is kind of plain, but I can kind of get into it." As he's thinking to himself, and he says, "Did he write this?" So he sees all the people on the floor after the demon like huffing and puffing, and he goes like, "All right, I can't use my fire. Can't use my water." As what he does in the water wave, where he makes the whole entire area jump around, and then going around the whole entire area, making like water splashes. I'm not hitting any paper, and then he slices off the demon's head. And then he tells the demon that he was really amazing. The paper wasn't really bad. The story wasn't really bad, it looked like to me. I actually would have enjoyed it. And the demon starts crying because he was the only person that ever gave him respect like this. And then the head, does disappear as the body is slowly disappearing. He then throws the needle to the demon's body as it drains the blood that it needs, and then he goes, "All right, that seemed to work." As then a cat appears, he goes, "Oh, so you're the cat I need to give it to, Tamoya." Wait, Tamayo? Okay, give me a minute. I'm not gonna remember his names. I'm half asleep. I'm half awake. Tamoya. Tamayo. As the cat leaves, he's walking out, and then he gets out of the house, and then all of a sudden, the guy in the boar head comes out and says, "Where's that demon?" As then like he notices there's a box with another demon in it, and then he says, "Drop that box with the demon inside of it." As Zenitsu goes, "Huh?" As then Tanjiro just sighs, drops the box, and then just walks like casually walking over to this guy and says, "Hey, what's your name?" I was like, "It's Inosuke. I'm the strongest demon slayer." And then all of a sudden, he just feels like he just knocked out. Tanjiro just hit him in the stomach. He doesn't care what the rules say. He just hit him in the stomach just to knock him out and shut it. He just goes back over, and Zenitsu asks, "Why did he say demon?" He goes, "Oh, yeah. My sister's a demon. She was turned. I'm trying to find a cure, and don't piss me off about it." And Zenitsu says, "Oh, okay. That's a good reason why you became a demon slayer." I was like, "Yep, trying to find a cure, which I may have a lead on." So, yeah. As Zenitsu says, "Okay, good." He doesn't question Tanjiro. As, they do, like, talk to the kids and, like, give the charm to the brother. As Zenitsu does wake up, and then he runs down the mountain, finding Tanjiro and Zenitsu real quick. And then he challenges Tanjiro to a fight again. And Tanjiro says, "No, I'm not gonna fight someone like you. You're weaker than me." And he says, "I am not weak." And then he says, "I'm gonna come with you and prove it." And he says, "Yeah, whatever." As after they walk, it's getting night. They get to the inn, and since there are like no bruises and stuff on, they don't get have the doctor come over. They just like get like treated, or not treated, like get food, water, and everything that happens at the inn happens, but without Zenitsu gawking, like flirting or trying to flirt with Nezu. He just tries to talk to her, and she goes over behind Tanjiro, and that's it. That's like all that's gonna happen in this video. I do hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, sorry if it's not really long. No, never mind. I'm gonna keep on going. But anyways, yeah, after that, whole entire thing that happened, they do get like a message about like they have to go to the mountain. Many people are dying. As Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke do like go to that mountain. and this is like where all the spiders are, like spider demons are, and Tanjiro. When they get up onto like the mountain, it's like nighttime, like usual. Zenitsu is with them this time, as he's like thinking to himself, he goes, "Huh. So there's many people that died here. Demons. Great. It's gonna be fun." As Inosuke is saying, "Well, we're gonna like kill them all, and I'm gonna prove I'm stronger than you," and all that. And Zenitsu was saying like, "I get to see Tanjiro fight again. Yes, I can learn." But on the way there, I just want to mention this: Tanjiro has been working on his 8th form, and he's been surprising Inosuke on what he can do. So yeah, I mean, Inosuke's been trying really hard. But everything similar happens so far up to it, but even when like Zenitsu says he'll like go in a different direction than them, like they split up. It's only Inosuke, Tanjiro, and I forgot his name. Give me a minute. As they like with Maruda, they try not to kill any of the demons, but it doesn't like happen that way. I mean, not try to kill like any of the Demon Slayer people, but they do die and all that. As Tanjiro gets the idea of following the scent of the wire come from, and the same thing happens with that girl though. Like Inosuke throws him up to where he he found the person, as in Tanjiro is up in the air, he sees her, and then he does do like the 4th form with the gentle rain, whatever it's called. So she has a peaceful death. As she looks at him, he says those kind eyes. As Tanjiro can already tell what she was thinking, he goes, "I'm not kind. You just gave up so easy. I couldn't kill you in any other way than this. I'm sorry. I wish I could have been a little more gentle and kinder." As then, the way she has like the one eye and the one ear, so she heard him, and she says, "No, it was pretty nice the way you killed me. Thank you." And then, she disappears. Yeah, Inosuke is saying, "How was that?" He goes like, "That was pretty good." As then, everyone walking for a while, Maruda, does leave them. And he's gonna say get down the mountain, get more people back up, because it's like a whole bunch of other demons on here that they need more. And they, says, "Alright, just be safe." As after a while, the father demon comes. The difference in this, Tanjiro's gonna, my Tanjiro's just gonna kill it. He, when the father demon comes, fire spider demon, when he tries to throw a fist at Tanjiro just dodges it, and then next thing you know, puts his hand right on the body of the demon, and then he's looking at him, and he's about to crush Tanjiro. He's about to grab Tanjiro's head and crush it, and then all of a sudden, the demon's screaming out in pain, and Inosuke doesn't know why, and then Tanjiro says, cremation style. Sunburn. Sun explosion. And all of a sudden, his hand jerks back, and there's a huge explosion that's coming off the demon's body, as then all of a sudden, it just blows up. And Inosuke goes like, what? And he goes like, another demon down. Only a couple more to go. As Tanjiro has a little smile on his face, which kind of creeps out Inosuke a little. So, yeah. So, after they walk, for a while, Inosuke senses another demon, so he's gonna go after that one. He says, "Just be careful." He nods his head to Tanjiro and leaves. And with Zenitsu, The difference is Zenitsu Raido does not get poisoned, and he does kill that demon really quickly. So he does not get poisoned. He does the exact same thing what happened to the demon. Like he does like show off the light and come off his eyes, and he's like afraid, so he goes back into a little house that's up in the air, and then he does cough of the head, and then he lands. He goes like, "You're weak." But then he jumps down and walks away. Which the demon he's cursing him out and saying he hopes he dies a miserable death sooner or later. And yeah. As they're like getting like there's like only like the girl, the mother, the father, the spider, and yeah, the girl who like can wrap around people in cocoons with her hair. Yeah, Rory still does exactly the same thing he does to her. And Tanjiro sees it, and he sees Rory. He like puts down the box, and he's just saying like to himself, he put it on a tree where Rory can't see it. And he says, "Hey, you. Are you strong?" I was like, "I'm stronger than everyone here." I was like, "Why?" And then he says, "Because I'm the lower pillar," as he shows the mark on his eye. And he goes like, "Just like the last one, but the eye was broken." Great. Now this is gonna be. Now I'm gonna have to try a little harder. As then Tanjiro pulls out a sword. It just says, "Alright, let's dance, demon." And that's where I'm going to end off. I'm going to go a lot more detailed into the next part, alright? I do hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Alright? And, hope you guys have a nice day, night. Bye.